the slower Latin, how much different will it be than like the one, the sample one I can find online at that point? If I send it to Jacob, is that going to mess him up?
It should. We're doing a little bit less than that, but not as fast as we're doing two. A little less than that. Laid back, as opposed to the dry.
Okay.
then 3. 2? Uh-huh. There's 3 rings. Yeah. Perfect. Good morning, beautiful beings. Welcome to First Unitarian Church of Orlando. I'm Melissa Baker, serving on our worship team here at 1U. With me in today's service are our worship leader, Dr. Laura McGuire, Director of Lifespan Religious Enrichment, Judith Stein-Farrall, Director of Music, Aubrey Connelly-Candelario, Accompanist, Danny Monzon-Villegas, the Chalice Choir, our drummer, Jacob Hike, board member, Debbie Reinhardt, and Chalice Lighter, Jackson. Sarah Gray curated today's service and is proudly attending her daughter's drum recital as we gather here. So here's to Savannah. And let's not forget our teams of wonderful people in the background working diligently to ensure that we come together this morning. So thank you. We greet you this morning, old friends and new ones, as we explore our Unitarian Universalist faith, which draws us into community of justice seekers with a commitment to lifelong spiritual growth and compassionate service to the community. Whether today is your first or your 1000th Sunday in our midst, you are welcome here. Whoever you are, whoever you love, you are welcome here. In this community, your whole self is welcome. We welcome your race, national origin, immigration status, gender identity, sexual orientation, age, physical or mental abilities, economic status, or religious background. We welcome you. Finally, for more information about our congregation and announcements, go to orlandouu.org or email info@orlandouu.org. We have a couple of special announcements for you today. From RE and the Green Team, a reminder for RE families that we have our kickoff lunch and meeting about the Green Actioneers program after the service in the assembly room. Just an FYI, this week's kickoff is being recorded by our presenters team. Don't forget to bring your jars of peanut butter and jelly for the special collection for the Joy MCC Food Pantry through the month of May. All other announcements are on slides before and after the service and have links in the weekly update or on our website. If you would like to follow along to the service, please use the QR code shown in the monitor and on the first few slides. Thanks again for being here in person and online today. Please join me in saying our welcoming words as Jackson, our chalice lighter, joins us. In the light of truth and in the warmth of love, we gather to seek, to sustain, and to share. And I share these words with you from Reverend Bridget Bechtold. Thank you, Jackson. We light our chalice, imagining what lies in the liminal space between the flame and its circle, what dwells in the interstitial space between the cracks in our lives' pavements and the threads of our day's fabrics, what meanings are hidden between the words that we know and those we have yet to conceptualize, what compassion flutters between me and you and all of us, between the known and the mystery, and we color it all with love. Please rise, embody your spirit, and join me in singing our opening hymn, number 1000, Morning Has Come, and the words will be on the screen as well.
Upon each face.
In the quiet of this moment, let us turn our hearts and minds toward the power of imagination that dwells within each of us. Like a fertile ground waiting to be tended, our inner world holds the seeds of possibility, the whispers of dreams yet to unfold. As we gather in this spirit of openness and anticipation, let us listen now to the words of our call to worship, Nurturing Imagination, by Reverend Michelle Collins. Come, let us gather in this sacred space where imagination is a soil rich with possibility. Let us plant seeds of wonder, water them with curiosity, and tend them with community. May our minds open, our hearts awaken, and together may we nurture visions that grow beyond today. Come, let us worship and imagine anew. Now let's take a moment to greet one another.
Enrichment, yes, it's a very long title. And I'm inviting our kids up, young and young at heart, to join me up here to be part of the Time for All Ages. I'm seeing shaking heads. Okay. But then how will we imagine what's in this box? In this wonder basket that we have, if I don't have helpers to help me wonder what's in the wonder basket? I'm also, so a wonder basket, so this morning we are all talking about, we've been talking the month of May this year, come on up. The month of May this year is about the theme is sort of it's the practice of imagination, and we are practicing using our imaginations this morning. So first I'm gonna just, if what we're doing is imagining, what do we imagine might be in this box, in this basket? Does anyone have any imagining that might be in the basket this morning? Okay, yes. What do you think? Oh, wait, let me get the mic. Okay, what's in the...
LOL.
You say it again?
LOL doll.
You don't know? Okay. What do you think?
I don't know.
You don't know either. I'm going to go to Charlotte.
A teddy bear.
She said a teddy bear. Candy. It's a good imagining thing. Do you want to imagine candy or do you want real candy in there?
A piece of nature.
She's imagining a piece of nature might be in this box. Yep. Go ahead. Josie, go ahead.
A ticket.
A ticket. Can you talk into the mic, Jackson?
A book.
A book. Those are, okay, I'm seeing hands up there. Yes, Danielle. An apple. An apple might be in the back. Okay, Dave. Lunch. I'm now seeing where our imaginations are taking us.
An orange.
An orange. All right. Say it again. An elephant. You know okay, I don't want to take up all Dr. Laura's time with this, so one more. Imagine it, whatever it is.
A unicorn.
A unicorn.
That's good imagining.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, when you think, go ahead.
A toy.
A toy. Okay, one more.
A cat.
A cat. All right, so now come on up. Hi, folks. Before I move on, do you two have any things you imagine might be in the basket? No? Okay. Dr. Laura, will you come help me out?
Of course.
Willow, will you hold this mic for me, and if we need it in a minute, will you do the honors? Thank you. Dr. Laura.
Yes.
Have you thought about what you imagine might be in this basket?
I have.
Do you want to take a look and see if it's in there?
Yes, this feels very much like Mary Poppins' bag, you know? We never know what's going to be inside. Oh, it's all of the vegetables I harvested from my garden yesterday.
Oh my gosh. So you're going to have a good lunch today.
Fabulous.
Ooh. Who'd like to see what's in this basket? Okay, you first. Come on up. Come bring the mic because I need your help. Thank you. So, what do you see? What's in the basket? What do you imagine's in that basket?
Candy.
So you think candy?
Candy.
Can you imagine? Can you reach in and take out? Can you reach in and take out the candy? Yeah. Who else wants to imagine? See. Okay. These three. You. We don't want to take all the time. Okay. Let's start with Gloria. Imagine what's in the basket and take it out and speak into the mic and say what it is.
A LOL doll.
Okay.
A toy.
A toy. All right. Come on up. And then show us what's in the basket.
A book.
A book. Is it a special book? Which one?
Harry Potter.
Okay. Anybody else? Anyone else? Okay. Come on. What do you see in there? It's an imagination basket, isn't it?
Cake.
Can you take it out? What do you do with a piece of cake? Can you show us? Oh, very good. Very good. All right. Oh, right. Wait. I did promise Jackson. Go ahead. Show us.
Apples.
Apples. All right. Now, ready?
A puppy dog.
What? How do you know? It's in there, right? Okay. One more.
Oh. An ion-generated ray gun.
An ion-generated ray gun.
Nice.
Okay. Willow, what did you see in here?
Candy.
Candy. All right. So as you probably guessed, we are using our imaginations to figure out what we hope is in the basket and bring it to life. We took it out. We talked about it. It's as real as your imagination lets it be. Got it? All right. With that, thank you, Dr. Laura, for participating. We will now sing our children out. If our families will please form a loving arch to sing our children out to the Green Auctioneers program. Just have, and see you at the luncheon. Sorry.
Just as our imaginations allow us to envision new possibilities and nurture seeds of wonder, so too do the stories we embrace shape the world we inhabit. Reverend Collins' words invited us to cultivate a space where vision can grow beyond today. Now we turn to the wisdom of Robin Wall Kimmerer, who invites us to consider the stories we tell about our relationship with the earth and each other. Her words challenge us to imagine a different way of being, one rooted in gratitude, generosity, and the understanding of the world as a gift. Let us listen now as we hear an excerpt from Braiding Sweetgrass. In material fact, strawberries belong only to themselves. The exchange relationship we choose determine whether we share them as a common gift or sell them as a private commodity. A great deal rests on that choice. For the greater part of human history and in places in the world today, common resources were the rule. But some invented a different story, a social construct in which everything is a commodity to be bought and sold. The market economy story has spread like wildfire with uneven results for human well-being and devastation for the natural world. But it is just a story we have told ourselves, and we are free to tell another, to reclaim the old one. One of these stories sustains the living systems on which we depend. One of these stories opens the way to living in gratitude and amazement at the richness and generosity of the world. One of these stories asks us to bestow our own gifts in kind, to celebrate our kinship with the world. We can choose, if all the world is a commodity, how poor we grow. When all the world is a gift in motion, how wealthy we become. A great longing is upon us to live again in a world made of gifts. I can scent it coming like the fragrance of ripening strawberries on the breeze. Now please welcome Debbie Reinhardt.
Hi, I'm Debbie Reinhardt, a member of the Board of Trustees. We invite you now into the practice of generosity. It is one of our spiritual values which sustains the life and ministries of the church community. Let us be grateful for the opportunity to give, for it is a privilege to be able to do so. And let us be grateful for our needs, for they give us the opportunity to practice receiving. Today's full collection will go to the ministries of this congregation. Our Share the Plate recipient for the month of May is One Heart for Women and Children. The offering will now be collected. Note that you can also give online.
Take
That was beautiful. Let us joyfully receive what is offered here today in the spirit of gratitude and fellowship.
This is the time we set aside for deep sharing of our hearts and for prayer and meditation. If you have a sorrow that you need witnessed or help with, or have a joy that you wish to share, please contribute to our collective sharing of joys and sorrows to be read each Sunday during worship. You can send an email to joysandsorrows@orlandouu.org during the week. If you are attending in person, you can also fill out a card at the registration table and hand it to an usher before the start of service. And after the meditation, we will call you forward to participate in our candle lighting ritual. Bring your joys and your sorrows as we come together. Come as you are. Your whole self is welcome in this sacred space we are creating together. Today's flowers are provided by Sandy Andriaccio in honor of Momo Sultan's high school graduation and 18th birthday. Woo! Judith, our Director of Religious Enrichment, would like to thank the OWL, Our Whole Lives team, who put in a monumental effort to run classes and are wrapping them up today. Because of them, our UU children have a stronger foundation to build healthy relationships than so many others in our state. Thank you, Julia Chinnick, Richard Cook, Cindy Schleier, Mary Murphy, and Christine Inman for all the time and effort you put into the last few months. Our children really are the most blessed in our community, it's true. This is a very special announcement directly from our very own Cammie Horn. It is a joy. I am proud to announce that I have passed my board exam last Friday, so now I am a board-certified music therapist. I know she's here. Next steps are underway, and I am not sure where I'm headed, but I am excited to see what the future holds, and we cannot wait to see you shine. Bob is running a half marathon right now in Denver with our daughter-in-law. This is from Kathy Reynolds. Great job, Bob. Janice and Bob Ledger celebrate 56 years married this week. I don't know who wrote it, if it was Janice or Bob, but it says, "Not sure if this is a joy or a sorrow." Congratulations and bravo to Steve Hanna, who is hosting 24 UUs for a first Sunday tonight gathering because we missed the first and second Sundays in May. That's from Joan. And finally, from our handwritten notes, Arlene DeLure's Celebration of Life will be here on Saturday, June 7th at 3 p.m. with reception and food to follow in Gore Hall. And we're excited to celebrate Arlene with you, Jim. We hold our communities and our country with care and the world with our compassion by acting for justice in all of the small and large ways that will move the arc of the universe toward justice. And please let us remember that the arc is long, and for all the joys and sorrows of this community shared today and for those held close to our hearts, let's pray, let's celebrate, and send each other healing energy. In the spirit of imagination, nurturing hope, I thought I would share with you this morning the guided visualization I share each week with my caregivers in the 1U Caregiver Support Group. I encourage a practice of grounding and centering so that when we are in the midst of feeling helpless and fearful about what our loved ones are going through, we can more easily find our way to a place of calm and focus for the work of keeping them safe and providing the help they need. I've added some extra magic here for the times in which we live, which seem to call for extra protection. So close your eyes or soften them and take a deep breath in, imagining your heart chakra in emerald green, expanding. Exhale and push that green heart light through your body and into the center of the earth. Inhale and pull up the golden lava light energy of Mother Earth into your being. Then exhale to expand that light in a clockwise motion while pushing out what does not belong to you. Inhale to pull from above the sparkly white light of creation, calling back your soul fragments and connecting you to your higher self. Then exhale to expand that silvery white light of creation and the golden lava light energy of Mother Earth from below, because you are the meeting place of heaven and earth. Inhale and exhale again to expand that light beyond your reach in every direction so that you are fully encapsulated in that protective and healing light where only love may enter. And then allow a final breath in and out to bring you to a place of sacred, safe, brave space. Now in this place of groundedness, see yourself donning a cloak. Visualize the color and texture of the cloak, both the outside and the inside lining. Consider what it looks like and what it feels like. Feel the heaviness of it upon your shoulders, and then, like a fiercely protective parent, pull that hood over your head so that you are completely enrobed in their fierce love. Now you're ready for the work that lies ahead. You may open your eyes if they've been closed. You're invited to come forward and light a candle of remembrance, loving kindness, and hope. We will light the first candle for those watching online, and the last one will be lit for all of the joys and sorrows held silently in this space. Come on over.
is still and small, deep inside all, I hear you call, singing in strong and rain, sorrow and pain, still will remain, singing, calming my fears, quenching my tears, through all the years, singing.
I didn't write it into the script, but I am delighted to be welcoming Dr. Laura McGuire for our sermon today.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Happy Haitian Flag Day to all who celebrate. It's a really important day. My partner is Haitian, and we love to celebrate it. I always like to start all of my sermons with a deep collective breath, so would you inhale with me? And exhale. Let it out. So imagination was the topic that was proposed to me. And I said, ooh, that's a really good one, but that's broad, right? Where do we want to go when we're thinking about what our imagination can do? And I love how the children's homily highlighted that whether we're kids or we're adults, we have this unlimited potential to create in our mental realm. And I am a parent. My kids just turned 13 and 16. I cannot believe it. Wow, how the time has flown. And one of the movies we have loved to watch together, the two-part series so far, is Inside Out. Any Inside Out fans here? Yes, it's so good, it's so good. And of course, the first one was fabulous. I particularly love these movies as a social scientist because they are very scientifically founded and they make the neuroscience of what the brain can do really approachable for an everyday person and for kids. But when we think about imagination, I think they did such a good job of illustrating it with this scene you see on the screen. So if anyone hasn't seen it, Riley, the main character, is now going into young adulthood, and her imagination is switching from candy and books and dolls to worst case scenarios. We all remember that switch, right? Where you're like, what happened? Why am I thinking about people judging me and everything that could go wrong? And do I look weird? And what's my hair doing? And all that stuff, right? There's a moment where that switches in our cognitive realm. Now, in that illustration, they have all of these little neuron characters who are sitting at cubicles, and as she's going through her day, they're quickly scribbling down all of these terrifying images, right? Oh, you're going to take this test, so they draw you getting an F. Oh, you're interacting with that kid, they draw them laughing about you behind your back, right? And I think they did a great job because these poor neurons are stuck in corporate cubicles all day, truly the stuff of nightmares. How else could you come up with worst case scenarios? Our imagination is one of our most powerful tools. Nothing in this world would be here if someone didn't have that vision. Someone couldn't project that beauty into being. An image that I keep in my office at home that I found many, many years ago. I think I was still in my doctoral program 10 years ago. My kids were little, and I had a dream for our life, right? I had gotten my first degrees to get us out of my abusive marriage and was creating a new future for us, but it was still so uncertain. And for me, I'm a very proud Disney adult, okay? We're gonna talk about Disney a good bit today. Yes, thank you. It's a spiritual place for me, and I've actually argued that in seminary, that I think a lot of my theology comes from Disney movies, and that's holy text for me. When I'm at Disney and I see the projection of what Walt's imagination had, I feel, yes, this is the world I want to create. And so in this picture, it's called Vision. we see Walt Disney standing in the marsh, right? It's just getting cleared. There's like a full few bulldozers behind him, but he's basically standing in mud, right? And a few trees. It's kind of scary. And there he is, among all of this barren land that was once a beautiful forest, but he's now going to create a different beauty in it. He's going to create this magical world where people can go and find their best selves. But that takes courage, right? We see the castle superimposed against the background, and this always made me emotional. What can we envision that the rest of the world might say, come on, let's be realistic here. You're not going to make this huge space that's magical and beautiful in the swamp. That's impossible. But Walt refused to listen. On the other hand, our imagination, like we saw in Inside Out 2, can take us to a pretty dark place. If anyone has ever received a text or an email that says this, we need to talk. Terrifying, right? We need to talk. Could be your boss, could be your neighbor, could be your partner, could be your kids. What do we need to talk about, right? No one gets that message, right, interestingly, and says, it's because I got a promotion. It's because they want to propose, right? Is it some happy news? No. We have that inherent negativity bias. That's the fancy name for it, right? Which is that our mind always goes to the negative. And so we have to have awareness of this, right? And challenge it and say, wait a minute, I don't know the context of this. Let me take that regulating breath and see what is to unfold. I often call this, when I train corporate people on these things, the what-if train, right? You get these messages and you're on train tracks. You are going fast, choo-choo, all aboard, what-ifs, worst-case scenarios. Yes, thank you for the train symbol. I also love trains. And actually, when I was in probably the darkest period of my life, the most challenging and most scary, I saw a quote that said, fear says, what if, exactly what I believe is true, but faith says, even if. And that's the reason for this tattoo in particular. It's a challenge to myself. Can I say, even if everything does go down the track, if it is derailed, if my imagination's concerns do manifest into reality? Another way that we can think about our imagination is through dreams. And dreams are really cool. In Judaism, there's a saying that 60% of all dreams are prophecy. Yeah. So that we really reflect on those dreams. What are they trying to tell us? What are they allowing us to create or manifest in this world? Of course, we see this play out in Joseph's story in the Tanakh, where he interprets dreams, and that saves his life. And Jacob's dreams allow him to create a new identity. I myself have always been a very intense dreamer. Always. Like when people say, oh, do you dream in black and white? I'm like, that's a thing? I always dream in color. I have felt fabric in my dreams. I have touched pencil lead in my dreams. My dreams are so visceral, so real, and it's exhausting. It's exhausting. I wish I was one of those people who's like, I really don't dream very much. That sounds so nice. But I try to invite myself into it and believe it can be a good thing. This is me in second grade, when the year my teeth matched my pumpkin. And I had my first big break as a writer, as a professional writer that year. Our teacher came to us and said, the local newspaper is asking for our class and other second grade classes to submit an essay on what they think dreams are, where they come from. So I had a bunch of non-big dreamers in my class. I'm going to just be honest about that. Every other kid who submitted an essay wrote, well, it's something you saw during the day, or it's something you were thinking about or watched, etc. Boring. Me being the little weirdo that I always have been, I said, and this was not fiction to me, I was telling people what I really thought. I said, there's a spirit assigned to each person that travels the universe at night, comes back and tells you the story of its travels, and those are your dreams. And I won. Yeah, so again, it's always been there, this intense connection to dreams and imagining and vision. In my life, I've also had a couple of dreams that have really confounded me, that did not feel like even my other intense types of dreams. And the day before my seminary orientation session, and I just graduated from seminary last week. Yay, I'm done. At least with that part. Still all the other parts. But that night, I had so much anxiety. There were a lot of things that were going wrong with getting everything onboarded. I was so stressed out that I'd show up and they would say, oh, no, you can't join the class now. There's something going wrong, right? I was just in this panic state. And I fell asleep, and I had this dream that, again, doesn't feel quite like a dream. I was standing on top of a mountain, and across from that mountain was a pretty perilous-looking bridge attached to another mountain peak. And alongside me in the dream were these figures, these gray figures, who were speaking to me. And I was looking at this bridge, and I was like, that is a scary-looking bridge. I'm not comfortable right now. And the figure said, you have to cross it. You have to cross the path of the spiritual warrior. And I remember in that dream crying as they said that and saying, I don't want to be a spiritual warrior. That's a scary journey to go on, right? Sometimes our visions, our imaginings are inviting us, invoking us to believe in something that is going to be difficult, right? Just because it's a beautiful end image, like that projection of Walt Disney, doesn't mean it's not going to be really difficult to get there, and there's going to be tons of challenges that try to get us off that path. Sometimes our imagination asks us to pick what we stick around for. A few weeks ago during Pesach or Passover at my home congregation, I gave this story, and I think it's really important to hear as well. So when we think about the story of Moses' journey down the Nile as a baby, we often think about, again, the end result, right? Okay, and then, yay, we crossed the sea, and everyone lives happily ever after, kind of. Again, that's complicated, right? But there's two female figures in this story that allow us to think about the dichotomy of reactions to what-ifs, particularly when there's a lot of evidence that things might just simply go down the worst-case scenario. So Miriam and her mother, Jochebed, have these two responses, right? The mother, and as a mother, I totally relate to this, imagines the worst case scenario, right? She's putting her little baby, whose life is being threatened, in a basket in deep water where there are crocodiles, where there are waves, where there is a hot sun beating down on his newborn body, and she can't watch, right? She puts him in the basket and she walks away. I think in our lives, particularly right now in this political era, there's a lot of things we might be putting in that basket, right? Our belief in democracy surviving, our belief in justice prevailing, hope for a better tomorrow, right? We're putting it in there and sending it down the Nile of the future that is so unknown and looks pretty terrifying right now. But Miriam, her daughter, who will grow up to be a prophetess, stays. She says, yes, I know statistically this baby's about to die in a really gruesome way, but I will not leave his side. I will witness his suffering if it comes to that, and I know that I don't know the end of the story. And so she ends up seeing that he becomes a prince and is allowing then her mother to come in and be with her infant for a few more months. Thank goodness Miriam didn't turn away. What are we being invited into this moment to watch, to hold vigil for, to not give up on? And the good news is there's a lot of science behind this, right? This isn't just a nice thought or a spiritual story. A study from 2017 had this great quote. It said that recalling happy memories elicits positive feelings, right? So we use our imagination to not only project the future, but to dwell in the positive of the past, believing that will come again. It's good for our body. It enhances one's well-being, suggesting a potential adaptive function in using this strategy for coping with stress. It goes on and says it directly imparts this really fancy part of our brain called the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis that will be on your test after the sermon. So please be taking notes now. But truly, that it reduces cortisol and all other negative stressor effects that the body can take on simply by allowing our imagination to bring in the beauty of what was and what will be. Now I'm going to go back to Disney one more time, okay? But this time, and I know you didn't expect this out of you, we're going to talk about Billy Graham too. What? What is he doing here? So, Disney invites Billy Graham to come to Disneyland when it first opens. And Billy and Disney have very different theologies, very different perspectives on life, and he takes his family around, they have a grand old time, and he talks to Walt at the end of the day. And he says, "Oh, Walt, oh my goodness, what a fantasy you've created here. What an illusion. Everyone's so happy and joyful." And Walt turns to him and he says, "Oh, my friend, I'm so sorry you've got that reversed. Who we are here, these families spending time together, enjoying each other, paying attention to just what is happening in the present moment, that's the only reality. Who we are outside of this when we're stressed and concerned and overwhelmed, that, my friend, is the illusion." And so I invite us today, in unbroken and unfettered fellowship, to let our imagination choose not to see the worst, but to believe the best. Ultimately, the choice is ours, but I know which one I want to be creating in my mind. Thank you. You may now rise in body or spirit to join in singing our closing hymn.
Come
about. That was a well-chosen song for what I just said. Thank you. So for our closing benediction, I like to write my own brachas, which are blessings. So I offer you this blessing. In the name of all that is goodness and love, open the vessel that is our minds to the spirit of prophetic hope. Our mind, like all tools, can build or destroy. Let not our anxieties tie us to the chains of what if. Gift us in moments of despair with visions of beauty and resilience that passes all understanding. Let us walk in the land of our dreams, inviting an altered state of reality to grace us with the tenacity to believe in the glory of tomorrow. And when our mind is weary, when the darkness appears to eradicate the light, may we use our imagination to light the way for one another, invoking the luminosity of what can sustain us through what may come, until we rest in the promise of life's unfolding. Thank you.
I don't know about you, but that gave me chills. Thank you so much, Dr. Laura. We're so grateful you've been with us today. Thank you. Okay, so we are ready to move into extinguishing our chalice. So if you will please say these words with me as we extinguish this flame. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.